Welcome back, Husker Nation. Hope you guys are having a good Friday so far. All right, the 2026 Team Talent Composite rankings were finally released. I want to take a look at it, see where Nebraska sits. This is something I really enjoy looking at ever since it was initially released. So, Nebraska sits at 23rd nationally in the 2026 Team Talent Composite. Now, this just lists every team's roster, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, rounds them all up, and ranks them in order based on the most talent. Nebraska was 20th last season. Okay, so we dropped back 3 spots. We have significantly less 4 stars than we did a year ago. That's mainly because of the small 2026 recruiting class. And also because we brought in a lot of 3-star players from the transfer portal. So you see this year we have 17 4-star commits. Last year we had 33. Now we do have 3 5-stars this year compared to just 1 last year. But again, we acquired several 3-star players on both the offensive and defensive lines for depth at linebacker, Owen Chambliss, Dexter Foster, and in the secondary, Victor Evans, Dwayne McDougal, Jazzen Shiggs. So Matt Rule kind of changed his game plan. Really wanted to acquire depth and middle-tier players in the portal. And again, 2026, we only had 11 commits with, I think, 3 total 4-stars. So that's definitely going to be a factor in the drop from 33 4-stars last year to 17 this year. But hey, it's good that we didn't drop a whole lot. I'm glad we're just in the top 25. I think over time, once we get the 27 class in, the 28 class, we'll keep climbing in these rankings, especially as we do, as we work in the transfer portal each offseason. But I'm just glad we remain in the top 25. Now, in the Big Ten rankings, Nebraska sits at 7th overall in the Big Ten talent rankings. So Oregon, 2nd nationally. They're 1st in the Big Ten. Look how many 5- and 4-star recruits Oregon has. 88 total commits. They have 10 5-stars and 50 4-stars on their roster. Ohio State comes in next, 2nd in the Big Ten. They're 5th nationally. 6 5-stars, 49 4-stars. USC at 3rd. They keep climbing. Lincoln Riley. They're 9th nationally, 4 5-stars, 39 4-stars. This graphic really helps put into perspective the difference in talent. Oregon, Ohio State, USC, Michigan, it's far and away more talented than the others on this list. Michigan coming in at 10th, right behind USC, 4 5-stars, 38 4-stars. I mean, to have 50, 49, 39, 38 4-stars on a roster is insane. If only Nebraska had that many studs. Washington, I don't like that Washington jumped us. They are at 21st nationally, 1 5-star, 27 4-stars. And then Penn State snuck up ahead of us at 22nd nationally. They have 1 5-star, 23 4-stars. So you look at Nebraska coming in at 23rd nationally, 3 5-stars, 17 4-stars. Got a bunch of 3-stars, 67 total, a lot more than any other team ahead of us. UCLA, surprising some people. They're starting to recruit, baby. 24th nationally, 1 5-star, 18 4-stars on their roster. So for me, I want Nebraska to move up ahead of Penn State and Washington. I want us to compete with Michigan for 4th in the Big Ten. I think that'd be crucial. I don't think we're ever going to get ahead of Oregon, Ohio State, and USC. It's just not going to happen. Historically, USC is located in LA. Good luck trying to get, kids to choose Lincoln, Nebraska over LA. Ohio State, it's just the name, the brand. Oregon, name, brand, performance, and their uniforms are cooler. So, all right. So let's look at, based on this talent composite, right? This is ranking teams based on pure talent. Let's look at Nebraska's schedule. Okay, and compare our talent at 23rd nationally compared to all of our opponents. And I did wins, losses based on that. So any team we have a higher talent ranking than, we should win. Any team that has more talent than us, we'd lose. So if we're just going off of talent alone, Nebraska should go 9-3 based off talent. You look at this, Ohio, 129th talent ranking. Bowling Green, 107th. North Dakota, their FCS, not applicable. Michigan State, 60th in team talent. Maryland, 51st. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 0. Then Indiana, they're 41st in team talent. Now they have phenomenal coaches. I think that's kind of the one outlier, right? But based on talent, Nebraska should win that game. Oregon, that would be a loss. They have the second most talent. Washington, that'd be a loss. They're just ahead of us at 21st. Illinois, that's a win. Illinois has the 57th most talented roster. Rutgers, surprising, Rutgers is ahead of Illinois. Rutgers has the 49th most talented roster, so that's a win. So right now we're looking at, 9-2? 8-2 right now. And then Ohio State, 5th most talented roster. That's a loss. 8-3. Iowa, those sons of bitches who always kick our ass, they never have more talent than us. They have the 39th most talented roster. That's a win. So based on talent alone, Nebraska should go 9-3. I think this is what's most frustrating for Husker fans is it's not like, we're, getting averaging the 50th best recruiting class year in and year out. We're consistently in the top 25, 2027. We're in the top 15. We need to play up to our talent level. I think that's where Nebraska fans get frustrated. It's one thing to lose the big games and get beat by the elite teams, but when we're losing to bad teams like last year, Minnesota, that was a bad loss. Okay. We can't lose to Michigan State, Maryland, Illinois, Rutgers. Those are all teams we have far more talent than. We cannot have a blunder and lose any of those games. So Nebraska just needs to play up to their talent. Is this the year 4 for Matt Rule? I sure hope so. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Now let's do a little bit of recruiting talk. I wanted to check in on 2028 recruiting. 2027 class, we're 16th nationally in the composite rankings. No movement. We haven't lost any players. Hopefully we can hold on to all of them. But looking ahead to 2028, I wanted to talk about some of the Nebraska's top prospects that we're leading as of right now, 4 per on 3. So Huskers leading on these top prospects as of today. So the first, and I would go by highest ranking. So, and I'm going to butcher these names. Maui Tanada, offensive tackle out of Orem, Utah. He will be a 5-star right now as they keep rating all of these high school players. It's early still, so he will eventually get that 5th star. If he's 15th nationally, typically the top 38 players are 5 stars. So he will be a 5-star. 15th nationally, 2nd best offensive tackle, number 1 player in Utah. Huskers are leading at 20% right now to land him. This would be ginormous. If we could land a top 15 offensive tackle, that would be game-changing for Nebraska. Another offensive tackle, Ramoni Edwards, another offensive tackle. Now, he could be a 5-star. He's at 46th best player nationally. He could move up, get into that top 40, but he's just on the edge. So a high 4-star, 46th nationally, the 7th best offensive tackle, 4th best player in the state of Texas, which might be the most talent-rich state in America. So the Huskers lead at 28% on Ramoni Edwards. Baylor trails behind at 13%. So that's huge. 2 of the top offensive tackles in America we lead for right now. I know there's a long ways to go, but Jeep Wade's doing his job getting in with these guys early and building relationships. Next, interior offensive lineman. Jeep Wade, another guy on his list. Bryce Smalls, the 91st best player nationally. He's out of Severn, Maryland. The 5th best interior offensive lineman, 3rd best player in Maryland. Nebraska leads at 46%, high percentage there. Penn State at 15%. So 3 of our top prospects we're leading for are offensive linemen. Love it. Next up, wide receiver, Carter St. Junius out of Manville, Texas. 138th nationally, the 21st best wide receiver, 16th best player out of Texas. Nebraska leads at 37%. Houston, 2nd at 3%. So we're going after some receivers, baby. We've actually put out, I believe it was 47 offers to receivers as of today, which would be the most offers we've put out at any position. 47 offers to wide receivers. That's the most offers of any position group. Okay. Next up, another offensive tackle. Toa Fanga, 141st best player in the country, the 16th best offensive tackle, 5th best player in Utah. 4-star recruit, unanimous 4-star recruit. Huskers lead at 31%. Rutgers trails at 5%. So to have 4 offensive linemen, 4 5-star offensive linemen that we're leading for as of right now is big time. Okay, that's what we want. Nebraska needs to continue to build up their trenches. All right, next up, edge rusher. Thank God we need some edge rushers. Tayon Lawrence out of Bishop Gorman, member. We started this relationship when Bishop Gorman was in Lincoln for their summer camp. Sounds like Roy Manning did a good job building the relationship with this kid. He's out of Bishop Gorman, 159 nationally, 18th best edge, 2nd best player in Nevada. Huskers lead at 42%, UCLA at, I think that's 6%. Last player here, Baron, and these are just 4 and 5 stars I wanted to talk about. Baron Marshall, Blue Valley Northwest High School. That was my alma mater, or a high school alumni's rival. I went to Blue Valley North. This kid's a stud. 204th best player nationally out of Kansas, baby. Represent 31st best wide receiver, 2nd best player in Kansas. Now, I heard through the grapevine that during their fall camp at Blue Valley Northwest, he was taking his pads off and he had a Husker undershirt on. That's good to hear. And we're leading at 36%, with Missouri at 20% behind us. So a lot of wide receivers that we're in the lead for, a lot of offensive linemen, and an edge rusher. Those are the positions we want to keep getting better at. O-line, D-line, and wide receiver, baby. Because after this year, you're going to lose. We'll probably lose Isaiah Hunter. You know, you don't know about Ja'Cory Barney and Quasi Gilmer. Janiron Bonner will be gone. You don't know if Cortez Mills, Quinn Clark could transfer. So you always want to keep building up talent at wide receiver. All right, that's my updates. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on our upcoming week 1 game against Ohio. What do you guys think? What's your final score predictions? I want to hear more comments, guys. Like, subscribe, share the channel with fellow Huskers, friends, and family. I will see you guys soon. And like always, go Big Red, baby.